The Outsiders focuses on the theme of identity in multiple ways. Firstly, Ponyboy, Soda Pop, and Derry had a greater chance of developing their identity due to the fact that their parents died in a car crash when they were very young, meaning that they did not live with their parents. If they did live with their parents, however, they might have felt the need to be more obedient in order to keep their parents happy, which could easily affect how their identities turned out. Also, even though part of Ponyboy's identity involves having a passion for sunsets, which is not exactly tough, the gang still accepts him and treats him normally, which shows that his unique identity isn't really a bad thing. Later in the novel, after Johnny kills Bob, Ponyboy starts to think more about who he wishes to be and questions his identity. He begins to think things like Johnny would think. Why does everyone have to fit into a specific social class? Why are labels so important? Why can't I just be me without having to explain anything? His willingness to start being friends with the Socias leads him to developing his identity that doesn't completely revolve around being a greaser. Later in the novel, the greasers drive by a church fire where Johnny and Dally go to help the people inside. This shows that they both put their egos and strict identities in jeopardy by expressing their kind-heartedness and saving the people inside the church, which is not very stereotypical of a greaser. When Johnny dies due to his severe burns, he writes a letter to Ponyboy telling him to take time in discovering who he is and that he has his whole life to discover his true identity as he is only 14 at the time. When Dally dies, he completely throws away his identity in hopes of death. After robbing a store, he let the police shoot him, showing his vulnerability and weakness as opposed to being tough and showing no emotion like a stereotypical greaser. By the end of the novel, each greaser has begun to find their true selves and realized that life is not all about social classes. It is about being true to yourself and discovering who you really are.